What a game for the Chargers. Seriously, this one just felt different, right? I mean, we've seen them come close in the past, only to let it slip away in those crunch time moments. But not this time. Against the Bengals, they showed up, made plays, and walked away with what I'd call a franchise-altering win. Yeah, it was that big. And hey, if that wasn't already enough good news for you, guess what? The Chiefs finally lost. I'm not hurting the Chiefs' kingdom, but, it's like the perfect storm for Chargers fans. The gap in the AFC West just got a little tighter, and suddenly things are looking really interesting in the playoff race. It felt like a turning point. You know that sense of, oh, here we go again? Gone. This team is playing with a new kind of energy, like they've finally left those old Chargers behind. So, what's next? Let's talk about why this game matters so much. Trust me, there's a lot to unpack. What's up, buddies? Welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cover all AFC West news here on this channel. Alright, I guess we should talk about the game itself first because, wow, this one had it all. The Chargers came out swinging, jumped to an early lead, and just kept pushing. But let's be honest, there were moments where you thought, uh-oh, is this where it falls apart? Because let's face it, that's been the script in the past, hasn't it? Get the lead, play well, and then something weird happens. A fumble, a missed kick, a late-game collapse. But not this time. This game felt different. The Bengals, man, they threw everything they had at the Chargers. Joe Burrow was out there slinging it, making plays, and their backs were against the wall. They needed this win just as much as the Chargers did. But here's the thing. The Chargers didn't blink. They stayed in it, made plays when it mattered, and that big run at the end, did you notice? That sealed it. Why am I giving so much hype to this win? This win wasn't just against any ordinary team either. Let's not forget, this is a team that was in the Super Bowl just a couple of years ago. So, for the Chargers to step up in a game like this and close it out, that's what makes this one feel so monumental. In my opinion, Jim Harbaugh has done great with this team. Seriously, this is a whole new vibe for the Chargers. Think about where they were a few years ago, coaching changes, inconsistency, and that constant feeling of, yeah, we're good, but something's missing. Harbaugh has come in and flipped the script. This guy has brought a sense of belief. Like, when's the last time you felt like the Chargers had an identity, a culture? You can see it in how they play now. There's no panic, no second guessing, just confidence. And look, it's not like the road to this point has been easy. We've seen coaches like Brandon Staley, Anthony Lynn, and Mike McCoy try to steady the ship, but let's be real. It always felt shaky. Harbaugh, though, he's given this team something they haven't had in years: stability. You can feel it in the way they respond in tough moments, like in this game against the Bengals. This is what good leadership looks like. It's not about making smart plays or calling the right schemes. It's about getting the team to buy in. And the Chargers? They're bought in. They're playing like they know they belong in the conversation with the league's best. And that's the Harbaugh effect right there. All right, coming back to the game again, let's talk about the offense. They played a major role in the win. And it's not just Justin Herbert, though the guy is playing lights out. It's the weapons around him, too. For the first time in what feels like forever, it's like the Chargers actually have playmakers stepping up all over the place. Quentin Johnston, for example, a few weeks ago, people were ready to write this guy off, calling him a bust. And now, he's out there catching touchdowns, making big plays, and reminding everyone why he was a first-round pick. Then you've got Ladd McConkey. What a game from him. 6 catches for 123 yards. Can you believe this? This guy is proving he's not just a solid option, but someone who can take over a game. And do not forget about the running game. It's finally coming together. They're finding their rhythm, and that balance is opening up everything else. You can see it in Herbert's confidence. He's spreading the ball around, taking shots downfield, and trusting these guys to make plays. This is what we've been waiting for, right? An offense that isn't just about 1 or 2 stars, but a full group of guys stepping up when their number is called. It's the kind of depth you need if you're serious about making a playoff run. And if this is just the beginning, man, the rest of the league better watch out, because this Chargers offense is looking dangerous. But as we are looking ahead to the playoff hopes, losing Alex Singleton for the season was a huge blow, and replacing his production and leadership isn't going to be easy. The Broncos will need their depth to step up, and so far, they've been answering the call. This defense thrives on energy and grit, and you can see how Sean Payton's influence is shaping their mindset. Sean Payton, the real X factor, in my opinion. If there's one person who deserves a standing ovation for this Broncos resurgence, it's Sean Payton. From the moment he took the reins, he's been crafting this team into a squad that believes in itself, something we hadn't seen in Denver for a long time. Payton's influence is everywhere. Look at Bo Nix. When Payton said, "I've got my guy," it sounded ambitious, maybe even risky. But now, that confidence is paying off in spades. Nix is playing like a seasoned pro, and it's no accident. Payton's play calling has allowed Nix to thrive, utilizing his strengths while gradually helping him adapt to the NFL's challenges. Sean Payton has shown he can adjust when things go sideways, but can he outthink the league's best defensive minds in the weeks ahead? Can the Broncos maintain their offensive balance when the stakes are at their highest? At the start of the season, no one believed in the Broncos. Pundits called them a bottom-tier team, some even ranking them dead last. The doubters were loud and the receipts were everywhere. But after what we've seen over the past few weeks, one thing is clear. This team isn't just silencing the critics, they're rewriting the narrative. Bo Nix was labeled a risky pick. Analysts questioned whether he was ready for the NFL spotlight. Now, those same people are scrambling to hop on the bandwagon, calling him the next big thing. And it's not just Nix. This entire roster, from Javonte Williams to the defense, is showing grit and determination that no one saw coming. But here's the thing about doubters. They don't go away quietly. Every win brings new scrutiny. Can they keep it up? Was it just a fluke? The Broncos aren't just playing to win games, they're playing to prove that this turnaround is real, that they're a team to be feared. So, the pieces are there, but the margin for error is razor thin. Can this team rise above the challenges, or will the weight of expectations pull them back down? One thing's for sure, every game from here on out will be a test of their heart, their skill, and their will to win. All the momentum, all the progress, all the playoff hopes, it all hinges on what happens next against the Raiders, and we won't have to wait long to find out. If the Raiders' game is about keeping the playoff dream alive, the Browns' game will be about proving the Broncos can beat one of the league's toughest defenses. This isn't just a matchup, it's a statement opportunity. The Browns have built their identity around a relentless pass rush and a secondary that forces mistakes. For the Broncos, this is the kind of challenge that will test every part of their game. So, what do you think? Is this the beginning of a Cinderella story for the Broncos, or are the challenges ahead just too steep to overcome? One thing's for sure, every game from here on out feels like the playoffs have already started, and if they keep playing the way they did against the Falcons, anything is possible. So, here we are. The Broncos standing at the crossroads of a season that could go down in history or fade into another what-if story. The pieces are falling into place, but the road ahead is anything but easy. Will Bo Nix continue to rise under pressure? Can Sean Payton navigate the challenges and keep this team focused? And most importantly, will the Broncos finally prove to the league and to themselves that they're playoff material? We want to hear from you. Do you believe this team has what it takes to make a deep playoff run? Or are the challenges ahead just too much to overcome? How do you think they'll fare against the Raiders next week? And who do you think needs to step up the most for the Broncos to keep their dream alive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of the action as the Broncos' journey unfolds. Every